Ah, Jim, right? Please, come in, take a seat. Oh. Really not much of an office, is it? Well, we didn't have the resources for an actual office, as I'm sure you're aware. Right. Please, sit down. So, my friend, what seems to be the problem today? I don't know. You don't know? Well then, guess we can call it a day. Pack everything up, move on with our life, eh? No, I don't know what's wrong. Something just feels wrong. I don't know how to explain it. But I want to figure it out. Well, that's what I'm here for. Do you mind if I start us off with a few personal questions? See if we can't get the ball rolling. Sure. Go ahead. What do you do for a living? Well, I like to write. I'm currently working towards my degree in film. Oh. Well, that sounds interesting. How did you get into that? I've always loved stories. As a kid, whenever I was on the playground, I'd just wander around imagining stuff in my head, making sound effects for whatever was going on up there. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if the other kids thought I was special needs or something like that. Well, the stuff I imagined always stuck with me. I wanted to bring my stories to life, which in turn led me to writing and subsequently to film. I see. And you did this by yourself? Yeah, for the most part. Did you ever play with anyone else, or any of the other kids? Wasn't completely alone. I'd play games with the other kids on occasion, but I did stick by myself a lot. Once I was old enough, I really got into reading, which didn't help. Would you say you were a lonely child? Not as a child, no. I was always pretty good at keeping myself entertained and busy and stuff. Still keep largely to myself most of the time. I see. What about at home? Almost fine. Had siblings, we got along. My parents never fought or anything, if that's what you're asking. Never? Yeah, never. Never. I said never. If they did, I never saw it. Although, they keep largely to themselves, too. Would you say you had a happy childhood? Pretty happy. Wouldn't say we were rich, but probably plenty spoiled. School could be difficult at times. I went through some rough patches as I got older. But most of it leveled out by high school. What kind of rough patches? Ordinary crap. Bullies, angst. Usual growing pain crap. I was pretty scared to grow up, to be honest. But I've moved past a lot of that stuff. How are you with school now? Is college going well? It's just more school. If it gets me closer to what I want to be doing in life, I'll slug through it. Well, it doesn't sound like you have much interest in it. How are your grades doing? My grades are fine. No problems there. And things are better now that I'm in my major, but I don't know. It's harder to feel passionate about stuff when everything's for the sake of a grade, you know? Fair enough. Well, what would you say you are passionate about then? You already mentioned writing and film. Reading too, I think. Well, I like everything. TV shows, movies, books, video games, media in general, I suppose. I like seeing whatever I can for ideas and stuff.
Well, What about these?
Where would you say these fit in? I'm a nerd. I like collecting stuff. What's wrong with that? It's a rather expensive hobby, wouldn't you say? Better than smoking. Or alcohol. An addiction is an addiction. Do you have a history with drugs or alcohol? No, never touched the stuff. Never. Never. Never was the adventurous type. All those PSAs they showed us growing up. Maybe too scared to try anything like that. You almost sound like you regret that fact. Yes and no. Do I wish I'd done drugs? Do I wish I'd drinking alcohol? No. But they say you learn from your mistakes. Meanwhile, I never had the courage to make any. Do you not leave your comfort zone very often? Not exactly. I'm better than I was, but it's still hard for me to do certain things. Like what? Talking with people. Well, you're talking with me, aren't you? How would you say it's affected your life up to this point? I don't know. You don't know. Still, sounds like your family's happy. No health problems. A lot of people would be envious of that, you know. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but sometimes I just feel stagnant, you know? Stagnant? Like I'm just standing in place. Not making any progress. Progress towards what? Do you have some goal in mind? I've got ideas towards my career, and the stories I want to tell. There's a simple satisfaction with stories. Picking up a new book or show, finishing it. I feel like I'm moving forward, making progress, like I'm doing something with my life. But then there's school. It's supposed to be helping me towards a career, towards a job I want, not something mindless that pays the bills. But everything's so far off. It's hard to feel motivated when everything's for the sake of a grade. Exactly. It's suffocating sometimes. Nothing I ever make feels like something I wanted to make. There's no motivation, no satisfaction. Sure, I've learned plenty. I won't deny that. But sometimes I wish there was something, just anything, to make it all feel a bit more worthwhile.
Like something physical. Something you could touch.
You bought all these with your own money, right? Yeah, from part-time jobs, that sort of thing, you know. You do put some of it away, don't you? For saving purposes. Yeah, of course. Would you say you've enjoyed the jobs you've had over the years? Not especially. So these are your rewards for toughing it through? I suppose. So, you enjoy working towards a goal, finishing it, and you take comfort in having something you can physically interact with. I guess that's accurate. But when it comes to your future, you don't have any of those little rewards, those instant gratifications that help to motivate you. Without anything physical to latch onto, you feel trapped in place, like you're working towards nothing. Do you feel like your life has meaning? I know it does. I've got ideas. I want to tell my own stories. I want people to buy stuff for those stories. want to have a family, too, but... But? I don't know where to pick up from my mistakes. Your mistakes? Eating alone, on the playground, keeping to myself, never having the courage to... If you really want to make a change, that first step needs to begin with you. Easier said than done. Nobody ever said it would be easy. Sometimes just starting can be the biggest hurdle of all, no matter how big or small the problem is. Although, talking with people helps. Like you said, people learn from their mistakes. Don't ever be afraid of failure. Now, do you think you can work through your stagnancy? I don't. Don't know? Well, my friend, what seems to be the problem?